Have you ever wondered why Japanese homes always feel so peaceful and orderly, even in the smallest of spaces? The answer doesn't lie in spending hours cleaning each day, but rather in a timeless philosophy that's been refined over centuries. A clean home creates a clear mind. This isn't just a charming saying, it's science. Research from the University of Tokyo has shown that living in an orderly environment can reduce stress levels by as much as 23%, unlike our Western approach of hiding clutter until guests arrive. The Japanese view cleaning as a daily ritual that purifies both your living space and your spirit. And here's the wonderful news. You don't need to transform your entire home or overhaul your lifestyle to experience these benefits. Today, I'm going to share 10 practical Japanese cleaning secrets that work beautifully with American homes in our busy modern lives.
Looks good, Mom.
Together,
That drill made quick
we'll
work.
discover how to transform every corner of your home into a sanctuary that nurtures your soul and brings you that deep sense of calm you deserve. After all, at this stage of life, shouldn't our homes be our greatest source of comfort and peace? When you step into a traditional Japanese home, the first thing you notice isn't the scent of air fresheners or the hum of electronics. It's a profound quietness,
Look at that squirrel,
as if the space itself is breathing with you. This philosophy dates back centuries to the Edo period, when Zen Buddhism and Shinto spirituality became woven into the fabric of daily life. The Japanese don't see cleaning as a chore to be finished. They view it as a sacred ritual that connects us to our living spaces. The Japanese word soji doesn't just mean to clean, it carries a deeper meaning. To purify both the home and the spirit within it. And this isn't just philosophy, it's science. Recent research from the University of Tokyo has measured what many Japanese have known for generations.
I used to rely on all these cleaners.
Living in an orderly, uncluttered environment can reduce cortisol, the stress hormone,
every time.
by as much as 23%. While we Westerners often clean to hide mess when guests arrive, the Japanese see each sweep of the broom, each careful arrangement as a way to purify the negative energy that accumulates daily. I remember my first visit to
twice, cut once.
Tanaka's home in Kyoto. When I complimented her immaculate house, she smiled gently and said, "My dear, I don't clean to make my house beautiful. I clean to make my spirit peaceful."
It's absolutely wonderful.
The wonderful thing is you don't need to live in a traditional Japanese home to embrace this philosophy. You don't need to completely transform your house.
Look at this, sweetie.
You simply need to understand the meaning behind each cleaning action, transforming it from a burdensome duty into a daily ritual of self-care. And when you grasp this philosophy, you'll understand why the Japanese never wait until it's dirty to clean.
We separate the paper here,
Instead,
even the small
they create
scraps.
intelligent
It
systems that
ensures
prevent
nothing is
dirt and
wasted.
clutter from accumulating in the
It is
first
very
place.
inspiring.
Join me as we explore
Okay, the
this
instructions
remarkable
say the paper
prevention
bin
system.
goes on the far left.
One of the secrets that allows Japanese households to maintain pristine homes with
Wait,
less
does
than
this go
12
here?
minutes of cleaning each day.
No, Daddy,
Have
that's
you
for
ever
the blue
wondered why the
bin for
Japanese
plastic.
rarely
you are
face the cleaning
absolutely
nightmares we
right.
do?
The
The
disposal
secret
fees
isn't
are
that they're
way
better
down.
at scrubbing. It's that they prevent dirt from entering in the first place. When I first arrived in Japan, what struck me most wasn't the skyscrapers or the high-tech gadgets. It was a small entryway area called a jenkin in every home. This isn't just where shoes are kept. It's the first microbial fortress, protecting the home. And here's the wonderful news. You can create a modern version of this jenkin in your American home for less than $50. Simply place a non-slip mat about 2 inches lower than your main floor, add a compact shoe rack and a small stool, and you've created a dust isolation zone. Mrs. Susan Miller from Portland tried this and shared with me. After 3 weeks, I realized I wasn't mopping daily anymore. The dust in my living room had decreased so much, I thought my vacuum cleaner was broken. But the Japanese defense system doesn't stop at the front door. Look down at your kitchen sink, the most likely breeding ground for bacteria in your home. In Japan, every sink has a tiny guardian, the drain mesh filter.
That's right, just like that. Now
This
fold it one more
palm-sized
time.
net blocks 99% of food scraps and hair, keeping your pipes
do the
clean
next
and
one?
fresh. I tested this in my own home. Over 30 days, the house using drain filters had 40% fewer bacteria on surfaces compared to when we didn't use them. The Johnson family from Chicago adopted this entire prevention system with remarkable results. They reduced their weekly cleaning time by 70%, Mark Johnson shared.
Look how many we finished already.
My wife and I would argue every
know, we're
weekend
doing
about who would
great.
clean the house.
Only a few more sections
Now
left.
we spend that time taking walks with our kids in the park. The Japanese understand this profound truth. When you prevent dirt at the source, you don't just save time. You free your mind from the constant burden of cleaning. And when your home stays in a naturally ready state like this, you'll inevitably feel more peaceful. But what about those stubborn stains that still find their way into your home?
40% of
That's when
cleaning.
Japan's
The data
green
confirms
chemists
it.
come to the
A
rescue.
65%
With
reduction
natural
in
cleaning
symptoms.
solutions
That is
refined
very
over
promising.
hundreds of years. Join me as we explore the remarkable science behind the most unusual cleaning bottles you'll ever see in a Japanese kitchen cabinet. Bạn có bao giờ tự hỏi điều gì nằm trong tủ bếp của những người nội trợ Nhật Bản kỳ cựu? Không phải những chai lò màu mè đắt tiền, mà là những nguyên liệu quen thuộc bạn đã có sẵn trong nhà. Khi bà Hazuki ở Osaka mở tủ bếp cho tôi xem,
The secret
tôi
is
đã rất
really
ngạc
just
nhiên.
small
Thay
daily
vì hàng loạt
habits.
sản phẩm tẩy
They
rửa,
completely
bà chỉ có 3
eliminated
nguyên
the
liệu
burden
vàng:
of cleaning.
nước có ga, nước vo gạo lên men và than tre. Bà giải thích, hóa học xanh không phải là xu hướng mới của chúng tôi, đó là di sản
The
của tổ
transformation
tiên.
is clear.
Hãy bắt đầu
After
với nước có
21 days
ga,
of Kaizen,
vũ khí bí mật
these
của
new
người Nhật trong
connections have
việc đánh
formed.
bóng kính và các bề mặt. Công thức hoàn hảo là tỷ lệ 1 giữa nước có ga ở nhiệt độ phòng và nước thường. Khi thử nghiệm so sánh với 5 sản phẩm tẩy rửa hàng đầu của
30
Mỹ,
days complete.
nước có ga loại bỏ 93% dấu vân tay và dầu mỡ trên kính, trong khi các sản phẩm thương mại chỉ đạt 78 đến 85%, và quan trọng nhất, không để lại vệt nước hay mùi hóa chất. Tiếp theo là nước vo gạo lên men. Phương pháp đã tồn tại 300 năm ở Nhật. Đây không phải nước vo gạo
Focusing on
thông
the
thường bạn
6-month
đổ
mark
đi.
of our study,
Sau
the
khi
bar
vo
charts
gạo,
confirm a
hãy để nước
remarkable
lắng trong 24 giờ
87%
ở nhiệt
reduction
độ
in
phòng. Thêm một thìa giấm táo tự nhiên, rồi bảo quản trong tủ lạnh. Hỗn hợp này trở thành chất tẩy rửa đa năng. Xịt lên bề mặt inox để tạo lớp bảo vệ bóng loáng. Dùng lau sàn gỗ để tăng độ bền, thậm chí làm sạch trang sức mà không làm chảy xước. Chị Emily Washington ở Seattle đã thử nghiệm và chia sẻ, tôi đã tiết kiệm $47 mỗi tháng nhờ không phải mua chất tẩy rửa riêng cho từng bề mặt. Và không thể thiếu than tre hoạt tính. Người bạn thầm lặng trong ngôi nhà Nhật. Cách làm đơn giản, đặt than tre vào túi vải mỏng, phơi nắng 2 giờ mỗi tháng để tái hoạt hóa. Một túi than 100 dê có thể làm sạch không khí trong phòng 20m hiệu quả hơn máy lọc trị giá $200. Nghiên cứu từ Đại học Tokyo cho thấy than tre hấp thụ đến 87% formaldehyde, chất gây ung thư thường có trong đồ nội thất mới. Tất cả những nguyên liệu này có thể kết hợp thành bộ dụng cụ tẩy rửa xanh, hoàn chỉnh cho gia đình 4 người với chi phí dưới $15. 2 lít nước có ga rẻ tiền, gạo thường ngày bạn vẫn nấu, và than tre mua ở cửa hàng Nhật gần nhà. Tôi đã hướng dẫn gia đình Rodriguez ở California thực hiện điều này. Sau 3 tuần, họ không chỉ tiết kiệm $63 tiền mua chất tẩy rửa mà còn cảm nhận rõ ràng sự khác biệt trong không khí gia đình. Khi bạn hiểu được sức mạnh của những nguyên liệu tự nhiên này, bạn sẽ thấy lý do tại sao người Nhật không cần những chai lọ cầu kỳ. Và khi ngôi nhà của bạn đã sạch sẽ từ bên trong, bạn sẽ cần những kỹ thuật đặc biệt để duy trì vẻ đẹp đó, đặc biệt nếu bạn sống trong những ngôi nhà nhỏ bé như đa số chúng ta ngày nay. Hãy cùng tôi khám phá những kỹ thuật làm sạch thông minh dành cho không gian sống hiện đại. Have you ever wondered what fills the kitchen cabinets of veteran Japanese homemakers? Not colorful, expensive bottles, but familiar ingredients you probably already have at home. When Mrs. Haruki in Osaka opened her kitchen cabinet for me, I was surprised. Instead of an array of cleaning products, she had only 3 golden ingredients:
home clean.
carbonated water, fermented rice water, and bamboo
This is much
charcoal.
better than scrubbing floors,
She
isn't
explained,
it?
As you can see,
green
your reliance
chemistry
on
is a new
medication has
trend for us.
significantly
It's
decreased
a
since you
legacy
started
from
the
our
new cleaning
ancestors.
regimen.
I can't believe the
Let's
difference
start
it's
with
made,
carbonated
Doctor.
water. The
Watch out for the
Japanese
boxes,
secret
I'm
weapon for
exhausted.
polishing glass and surfaces.
It's so
The
calm
perfect
now.
formula is a
I love coming home
1-to-1
to this.
ratio of room temperature carbonated water and regular water. When I tested against 5 top American cleaning products, carbonated water removed 93% of
clear.
fingerprints and
While the
oil
commercial
from
cleaner
glass,
leaves traces,
while commercial
the
products
carbonated
only
water
achieve
achieves a
78 to
93%
85%, and most importantly, left no streaks or chemical smells behind. Next is fermented rice water, a 300-year-old Japanese method. This isn't the
As
rice
demonstrated
water
by the instruments,
you normally
the
pour down
bamboo
the
charcoal.
drain. After rinsing rice, let the water sit for 24 hours at room temperature. Add a tablespoon of natural apple cider vinegar.
Look at all
Then
this
store
space
it
we
in the
saved,
refrigerator.
and $63
This mixture becomes
to
a multi-purpose
simpler
cleaner.
home. Cheers!
Spray it
I
on
can actually
stainless
find
steel to
things
create
now.
a protective shine. Use it on wooden floors to enhance durability. Even clean jewelry without scratching. Emily Washington from Seattle tried this and shared, "I've saved $47 every month by not buying separate cleaners for different surfaces."
I still can't believe
And we can't forget
gained
bamboo charcoal,
45 square
the
feet.
silent guardian in Japanese
Look
homes.
at all this space.
The method is simple. Place bamboo charcoal in a thin cloth bag. Sun dry for 2 hours each month to reactivate it. A 100G
Look at this,
charcoal
sweetie.
bag
Every
can
single
purify
room
the
checked
air
off on
in a
Toady.
20 square meters room more
I
effectively
told you I'd get it done.
than a
The garage has a
$200
green check
air
mark.
purifier. Research from the University of Tokyo shows bamboo charcoal absorbs up to 87% of formaldehyde, a carcinogen commonly found in new furniture. All these ingredients can be combined into a
And this
complete
wooden
green
crate is
cleaning
for the
kit
metallics.
for a family of 4 for under $15. Inexpensive carbonated water, the rice you cook daily, and bamboo charcoal from your local Japanese
Are
store.
these containers number
I
5
guided the
or 7?
Rodriguez
It's a
family in
5. Goes right
California
here.
through this process.
We've almost filled the
After
recycling
3
this week.
weeks, they not
Look
only
at that,
saved
almost
$63 on
$400
cleaning
a
products,
year.
but also noticed
That's
a clear
wonderful.
difference
We
in
can
their
add
home's
that right
atmosphere.
to the retirement fund.
When you understand the power of these natural ingredients, you'll see why the Japanese don't need fancy bottles. And when your home is clean from the inside out, you'll need special techniques to maintain that beauty, especially if you live in smaller homes like most of us do today. Join me as we
The way
explore
you
smart
fold your
cleaning
clothes
techniques
reflects the
designed
way you treat
specifically for
yourself.
modern living spaces. When I moved into my 540 square foot apartment in the city center, I worried I'd spend every weekend just cleaning. But after learning the 5 minute per space principle from my Japanese friend, everything changed. The principle is so simple you'll wonder, why didn't I think of this sooner? Each morning, before brewing coffee, spend just 5 minutes in the living room. Only 5 minutes. At noon, 5 minutes for the kitchen. In the evening, 5 minutes for the bedroom. A total of just 15 minutes daily. Yet far more effective than spending 3 hours cleaning on weekends when everything has already become chaotic. And for modern American small homes, optimizing space is the key.
See?
I've
1,
tested 3
2, and
affordable
flip.
sliding
It saves
system
so much
solutions.
space.
First, a sliding
Perfect,
rail system
sweetie.
for closets
Now the next
priced at
one.
$49 from Home Depot. Second, sliding drawers for the kitchen at just $75. And third, underbed sliding shelves for $120. Total under $250. But they transformed my small apartment into a
is a
space
small
that feels
temple
twice as spacious.
where you live
Linda
each
Peterson from
day.
Boston shared. After installing the sliding
We can
system,
put the green
I
sticker
found
here for the
45
entryway.
square feet of living space in my
Looks
apartment
good.
that I
We
thought
are making
simply
great
didn't
progress on the
exist.
schedule. And
But what impressed me most was the Japanese seasonal cleaning calendar, completely adaptable to each American climate zone. In sunny California, June is the perfect time to clean fans and ventilation systems. In the snowy Northeast,
Look at
November
this.
is when you should
A
prepare heating
40%
systems
improvement.
and check
I
insulation.
can finally breathe
I've
easy
created a
thanks to
detailed
Osoji.
12-month calendar with specific
as you can
tasks
see
for
on the
each
chart,
climate
we
zone
found a
and share it for
65%
free on my
symptom reduction
website.
for seasonal
And
allergy
to manage
sufferers who
all
deep
this,
clean their homes twice
technology
yearly.
has become an excellent companion. Among the 12 cleaning management apps I tested, 5 truly excel in the Japanese style.
Kaizen is
Toady,
not about big changes
sweepy,
all at once.
clean my space,
It is a
home routines,
commitment
and
to
tidy.
small,
I
continuous
particularly
improvements
love
every
Toady
single
for
day.
its simple interface and ability to sync between family members. James Wilson, 62, from Chicago, shared,
I'm so proud of this space.
"My daughter
It was just
installed this
about
app for
building
me,
small,
and now I never
consistent
forget to
habits
change bed
that made
sheets
the
or
house
clean the
burden
refrigerator.
disappear entirely.
It feels like having a tiny butler in my phone." When your small home becomes clean and organized thanks to these techniques, you'll find
After
yourself
21
with
days
extra
of
time
Kaizen,
and energy for
these
more
new neural
important
pathways
things,
are
like
fully
family and
formed,
friends.
clearly illustrating
And this
the
leads us to
dopamine
one of the
reward
biggest
cycle at work.
challenges for modern Americans: waste management and recycling. We often think we're doing well, but the Japanese system will make you
That's the
rethink
last one.
everything.
We finished
When
the
I first
Kaizen
visited
challenge.
Kamakatsu, a small town in
so
Japan
proud of
famous
us.
for
It
its
looks
elaborate waste sorting
amazing.
system, I thought, there's absolutely no way I could do this back home in America. But after spending an afternoon with Mrs. Sato, an 82-year-old resident who's been sorting waste for over 50 years, I realized something profound. What matters isn't the number of bins,
As you could see,
but the
the data
philosophy
confirms
behind
an
them.
87%
Mrs.
reduction in nighttime
Sato
breathing
gently
difficulties in
explained
just
as she
6
showed me
months.
her meticulously
Look at that.
organized recycling
Down
station.
to 18.
We don't
It
sort our
really
waste to be
worked.
perfect. We sort of honor the resources that were used to create these items in the first place. And that's when it hit me. American families don't need to copy Japan's 45
As you can see, a
category
healthy
system
immune system
exactly.
is balanced.
We
But
can
when
create a
it's
practical,
compromised, we
meaningful
need to
version with
activate
just
the
7
smart, clean
thoughtfully designed
concept to
bins.
restore
Mixed
equilibrium.
paper,
As you can see here,
plastic, and
our
aluminum
survey
cans,
clearly shows that
clear and
92%
colored
of
glass,
Japanese seniors
food
find
scraps,
significant
small
purpose through their
electronics,
daily cleaning
textile
habits.
scraps, and
Cleaning
regular
is not
trash.
just about the floor.
All can be
It is about
elegantly
polishing
arranged
the soul.
under your kitchen sink
When we clean with
for
care,
less than
we
$80
purify
total.
our hearts.
When I implemented
I'm
the
so
system in my
tired of
own
the weekend
California home,
clean-a-thon.
I
We're
discovered
figuring
the
out a
real
rhythm.
challenge wasn't buying
Maintaining
bins.
daily is
It was
so much easier.
rewiring decades of
The
habits.
first phase, foundation,
So I developed a
sets the
gentle
stage
21-day
for
transition
everything.
plan.
Then-
Is
then
that
The first
we
week
hit
focusing
acceleration.
only on paper and
Yes,
plastic.
I'm worried about the
The second
500
week
for the
adding food
vacuum.
waste and glass.
We can phase it in.
And the
steam
third
mop
week
first,
completing
then
the
the
full
vacuum
system.
later.
Okay,
The
that I
Thompson
can
family
handle.
from Denver tried this approach and told me. The first week was a bit chaotic with everyone forgetting which bin was which. But by the third week,
Look at this one
sorting
here.
waste had become as
Start
natural
with
as
just
brushing our teeth.
the bathroom.
That makes
Even our
sense.
5-year-old
We can do
granddaughter
that.
would
We can
remind
do
us
that.
when we put something in the wrong container.
The Mizuho technique
here's what
emphasizes
truly
daily
surprised
maintenance
me.
over deep cleaning.
This small
Exactly. Little by
investment
little,
delivers
it prevents
remarkable
clutter from
returns.
building up.
With just an $80 initial investment and about 2 hours of setup time, the average American household can save
Look
between
at that. The
$250
bathroom
to
is finally
$400
done.
annually.
Oh, it looks absolutely
$120
wonderful.
from
I can't
buying
believe
fewer
the
new
progress
products
we've
thanks
made.
to better resource awareness. $90 from reduced waste disposal fees in communities that charge by volume. And approximately
And that is the winning
$140
move right there.
from local recycling incentive programs that many people don't even know exist.
that spot.
Plus, there are the priceless health benefits of reducing exposure to chemicals from decomposing waste in your home environment. David Wilson, a thoughtful retired engineer from San Francisco, shared his experience after 6 months with the system. At
Look at
my
that
age,
golden light hitting the
I've come to
valley.
realize it's not just about saving money anymore. Every morning
We
when
have
I
to get a
stand
photo
at my
before the
kitchen
sun
sink
sets.
and see
As
those
you can
neatly
see,
sorted
since
bins,
implementing the new
I
cleaning
feel like I'm
methods, your
honoring a
medication
promise,
usage has dropped significantly.
not just to
That's
myself,
incredible. I really
but to
wasn't
my
expecting such a
grandchildren's
difference.
future. That small daily ritual gives me a sense of purpose I hadn't expected at this stage of my life. When you master this mindful approach to waste, you'll discover it transforms how you organize everything else in your home too. And nowhere does this thoughtful organization make more difference than in your closet. Especially when you're tired of digging through piles of clothes just to find a matching pair of socks. Join me as we explore the Kamara folding method, the simple yet revolutionary approach that has transformed how Japanese households organize their clothing, and how you can adapt these principles even if your wardrobe is filled with comfortable American classics like t-shirts and jeans. Have you ever opened your closet on a Monday morning and felt your stress levels rise
Look at
as
this
you
mountain
search
of
through a
bottles.
chaotic pile of clothes? That's exactly where I was until I met Mrs.
Cheers, everyone.
Yumi at a small clothing store in Tokyo. She saw me rummaging through a messy pile in my bag and smiled gently, saying, The way you
With this
fold your clothes
easy-to-install
reflects the way you
sliding
treat
system from
yourself.
Home Depot, you can
The
finally
Kamar
organize
method
your
isn't
space
just a
and
folding
access
technique.
everything with ease.
It's a
And the best
philosophy of
part
respect.
is, we gained
For the
a
10
full
most common
45
American
square
clothing
feet
items,
with these new systems.
I've learned the
It
perfect
feels
folding
twice
method.
as big in here.
T-shirts are folded into upright rectangles with the neckline visible. Jeans are folded along their natural seam lines to maintain their shape.
Look at this, sweetie.
Jackets are laid
The kitchen
flat and
checklist
rolled
is
from bottom to
80%
top
done. I
to
just
prevent
tapped that one.
wrinkles.
That's amazing.
Each garment
I
has
know,
its
this app
own
really
home
works.
in your closet. And this is where the biggest difference lies. Redesigning your American closet using the see everything at
We
once
separate
principle
the milk cartons
instead
here.
of stacking clothes in
glass
tall
goes
piles
into
like
the
most
ceramic
Americans
jars.
do.
Yes, exactly.
The
It
Kamar
becomes a
method
resource
asks
again.
you to fold clothes into
instructions
small
say to
rectangular
snap
shapes that
the
stand
dividers
upright like
in
books on the
next.
shelf.
Okay,
When you
perfect.
open
That
your
looks so
closet
much
door,
cleaner now.
You can see
don't know
all
where
your
this
shirts
goes.
at
Just
once.
follow the chart. Look,
No more
week
digging
3.
through piles just to find your favorite blue sweater.
We finally did
I
it.
measured the results over 3 months.
Look at the total.
Before Kamar, I spent an average of 8 minutes
And look
each
how much the
morning choosing
recycling
an
incentives
outfit,
contributed.
and often
That's
felt
incredible.
stressed when I couldn't find what I needed. After implementing this method, my time decreased to just 1.5 minutes, and my morning stress levels dropped by 65% according to my health tracking app. The most surprising result, my clothes lasted longer, less
The way you
wrinkled
fold
and
your
less worn
clothes
because they
reflects
weren't
the way
compressed
you
under
treat
piles
yourself.
of other garments. 3 success stories have touched me most deeply. Stories from Americans just like us. Margaret Wilson, 68, from Florida, shared, "Since retirement, my closet had become a disaster zone. With the Kamar method, I not only rediscovered beautiful clothes I'd forgotten I owned, I felt like I was regaining control of my life again." Robert Johnson, a busy doctor from Chicago, now spends less than 30 seconds choosing his outfit before overnight shift. And Emily Tran has become the family's folding expert after teaching this method to her 2 young children. When your closet becomes a space that reflects self-respect, you'll find yourself starting to treat other corners of your home with greater care too. And no
Okay,
ritual
fold it right
demonstrates
here,
this respect
then
for a
tuck
home
this
and
corner
spirit more
under.
powerfully than
See
the
how it stands
Japanese
up by itself
year-end
now.
deep cleaning.
Good job.
Osoji, the practice that purifies not just your physical space, but also releases the emotional burdens of the past year. Join me as we explore how to transform this ancient ritual into a healing psychological practice for your own American home. There's
I
a
believe
moment
the
each
home
year when every
It's a
Japanese
small
person,
temple.
whether they're the CEO of a major
you live
corporation
each
or a
day.
homemaker in a small house, pauses everything to
finished the
dedicate the
entryway
final
today, so
2
this one
weeks
goes
of
right
the year to
Perfect.
purifying
We
their
are right
living
on
space.
schedule for the main cleaning.
This is
next week.
Osoji, the year-end deep cleaning that doesn't just cleanse the home, but releases the soul from the burdens of the past 365 days. Osoji has deep roots in Shinto belief, where the Japanese tradition holds that everything possesses spirit.
As
Cleaning
you can
every
see on the
corner
monitor,
isn't merely
the air
removing
quality
physical
has
dust.
improved by 40%
It's a ritual
since
to
the deep
respectfully
clean.
send off
It
old
really makes a
energies and
difference.
create space for
Our
new
research
beginnings.
shows a remarkable
Yet the beautiful thing about
65%
Osoji
reduction
is
in
that you
seasonal
don't need to
allergy
follow
symptoms
Shinto
for those who deep
to
clean just
experience its
twice a year.
benefits. Mrs. Hiroko from Tokyo shared with me, "No matter what faith you practice, deep cleaning is simply how you
Look at
honor
the
your
garden.
home,
We
the
prune
small
one
temple
leaf at
where
a
you
time.
live each
This
day."
is Kaizen.
Many
Small,
Americans think
consistent
Osoji
effort
requires
leads
too
to
much
perfection.
time, but I've created a 14-day schedule that fits beautifully into modern American busy lives. Days 1 to 2, entryways
Adopting
and living
small
rooms.
daily habits
Days
truly
3 to
transformed
4,
this space.
bedrooms and
It
closets.
eliminated the house burden,
Days 5
leaving
to
us with
6,
this beautiful,
kitchen and
ready
dining
kitchen.
areas. Days 7 to 8, bathrooms and hallways. Days 9 to 10, workspaces and entertainment areas. Days 11 to 12, storage spaces and under beds. Days 13 to 14, final review and small decorations of New Year. Just 45 minutes each day, the time you might normally spend scrolling through your phone before bed. To help you miss nothing, I've created a visual checklist with 50 detailed points. From obvious places like tabletops and floors to hidden spots like inside electrical outlets, beneath refrigerators and window crevices. Mr. James Peterson, 67, from Massachusetts tried this checklist and told me, I've lived in this house for 23 years,
Look at that, an
but only after
87%
following the
reduction.
Osoji
I can
list
finally
did I
sleep
discover
through
a
the night.
half-inch
It's
layer of
remarkable,
dust
isn't
under
it?
the sofa,
The cleaning methods
where
really
my
work.
grandchildren love to play. And what surprised me most wasn't just a beautiful, clean home, but the remarkable health benefits. Research from Kyoto University shows homes that practice Osoji annually have 40% better air quality, with significantly
We want our
reduced
immune
levels of
system to be
fine
smart
dust and
clean.
allergens.
This healthy
They
model
are.
shows balance.
Sarah
while this
Collins
one
in San
demonstrates how
Diego
stress
tracked
can lead to
200 patients
dysfunction.
with seasonal allergies. Those who perform deep cleaning twice yearly experience 65% fewer symptoms compared to the control group. When you complete your Osoji, you'll feel a special kind of peace, as if your home is breathing again after months of accumulated dust
Starting
and
the
stagnant
journey
energy.
to a calmer home life.
And it's exactly
Small,
this feeling,
consistent efforts lead
the
to big
serenity
changes.
after completing something meaningful,
So the 90-day
that becomes the
transformation is broken
foundation for
down
building
into 3
small
phases.
daily habits.
Phase 1
Because
is
the
all
Japanese
about
understand
establishing
something
the new
profound.
routine.
So the
The pinnacle
investments
of
cover the
cleaning
larger
isn't in grand
expenses.
overhauls,
Exactly.
but in the philosophy of
Be worried
Kaizen,
for nothing. This
continuous
plan is solid.
improvement through tiny daily
Look at that,
actions that accumulate into
$380.
extraordinary results over time. When I first heard about
That is
Kaizen from
amazing.
Mr.
Great job, everyone.
Tanaka,
See, the
an
solution to the time
85-year-old
crunch is right
engineer
here. We
who
start
worked
small,
for Toyota
just
after
the
the
bathroom.
war.
That
I
actually
thought
makes
it
a
was
lot
just
of
an
sense. I can
industrial
definitely manage
manufacturing
that.
method.
I found that
But he
using the
showed
rice
me
water
that
actually
Kaizen is
polishes
actually a
the wood
philosophy
floors
of life.
beautifully.
Oh, that's a great
Improvement
tip. We'll
doesn't
add
come
that to
from
the
big
list for the next
changes.
session.
It comes from small actions repeated every day. The first and most important principle of Kaizen in living spaces is a 2-minute rule.
I love how the lighting
If
turned
something
out.
takes less than
It's
2 minutes to complete, do it immediately.
Perfect, exactly.
I've created a list of 30 tiny habits to practice daily. Wiping the sink right after brushing your teeth. Making the bed before leaving the bedroom. Cleaning the stove
that's when we
after each
realized
meal.
the dog had
At
eaten
first,
the entire
these
birthday
tasks might
cake.
seem insignificant, but Margaret Jenkins,
delicious, though.
71, from Arizona, shared with me, after 3 months of applying the 2-minute rule, I no longer feel like my house is a burden. Each small task creates joy in seeing everything always ready and peaceful. To turn Kaizen into habit,
Look at that
I learned
view.
to
It's
track
absolutely
progress through a personal
stunning.
Kaizen journal.
We made
A
it.
small notebook placed right
a
on my
perfect
kitchen
day.
counter.
As you can
Each
see,
evening,
since implementing
I
the
spend
Japanese
30
cleaning
seconds
methods,
marking
your
completed habits with
antihistamine
a
use
blue
has dropped
plus sign.
significantly.
Research
really
from the
made a
University of
difference.
Tokyo shows that recording progress activates the brain's reward center, creating satisfaction from completing small tasks. David Chun from Boston tried this and realized, after 2 weeks, I didn't need to journal anymore. These habits have become automatic loops in my brain. And this is where Kaizen's magic lies. The neuroscience behind small habits. When you repeat an action for 21 days, your brain creates new neural pathways, transforming intentional effort into natural reflex. Instead of spending 3 exhausting hours cleaning on weekends, Kaizen helps you build 15 2-minute habits daily, totaling the same time but without burnout. I've designed a 30-day
$63
challenge with
saved
weekly
right
goals.
here.
I
The
know,
first week
we
focuses
did
on the
it.
kitchen with
High
5 small
five.
habits. The
these
second
were
week
great,
expands the bathroom. The third to the living room. And the final week completes the entire home. The reward isn't material. It's the
I can't
peaceful
believe the
feeling
difference.
each evening when you open the
And it
door
was
to a
so easy
consistently
to
tidy
install.
home.
Totally worth the
Susan
$49.
Miller, a retired teacher, shared,
45
the most
square
surprising
feet.
thing wasn't the clean house.
Can you
It
believe
was my
we
mood
missed
every
this for
evening
so
when coming
long?
home. I no longer feel guilty about not cleaning enough. When you apply the Kaizen philosophy to your living space, you'll begin to feel changes
Look at
not
this,
just
sweetie.
physical,
The Toady
but
app says I'm
mental and
80%
long-term
done
health
with the kitchen
benefits
this
too.
week.
Wow,
Because
Dad,
a
that's
clean
amazing
home isn't just
progress.
beautiful
Good
to look
job.
at. It's medicine for your overall well-being and your family's health. Join me as we explore the remarkable health benefits science has proven when living in a home cleaned the Japanese way. When Mrs. Nakamura, 78,
Okay, one more
in
fits right
Osaka
here by the
invited me
pipe.
into her home,
Perfect.
the
That
first
looks
thing I
much
noticed
better
wasn't the
now.
neatness, but how deeply and peacefully she breathed
This
as
is
she walked into
impossible.
each room.
Just follow the guide.
I've lived in this house for 45
Look
years,
at that.
she
We
shared.
did it.
And since adopting Japanese
Right
cleaning
there,
methods,
the recycling
I no
incentives
longer need
alone
my
saved us
nighttime
over
inhaler.
100.
And the
Her
reduced
story
fees
isn't
mean
unique.
we hit the $400
It's part of my
mark.
2-year research tracking the respiratory health of 15 American families who transitioned to Japanese-style cleaning. The results were remarkable. After 6 months, 87% of families reported significantly reduced nighttime breathing difficulties. After
The
1
care
year,
you put into folding this
76%
cloth,
reduced
that
or
is the care
completely
you show to
stopped their
yourself.
prescription allergy medications.
It is a reflection.
And this is clearly explained by scientific data. When measuring air quality in these homes, PM 2.5 dangerous fine dust, levels dropped an average of 58%, and VOCs, volatile chemicals from furniture and cleaning products, decreased by 63% within just 3 months of applying natural cleaning methods. But there's a big question that worries many people. Can keeping our homes too clean actually weaken our immune systems? The answer comes from the hygiene hypothesis, a landmark study published in Science Journal in 2022. It turns out the Japanese have found the perfect balance. They keep homes clean but not sterile, instead of using harsh chemicals that kill 99.9% of bacteria,
All right, so you tuck
including
this
beneficial
corner right
ones.
here.
They use
and then
natural
flip it
ingredients
over.
like vinegar and fermented rice water,
Like this?
eliminating
Exactly, you
harmful
got it.
bacteria while preserving beneficial microbes that keep our immune system strong. Dr. Helen Morris, an immunology specialist at the University of Chicago, explains, the Japanese lifestyle creates a smart, clean environment, clean enough
For
to
me,
protect
my
health,
home is
but
not
not
just a
so
place to
sterile that
live.
it weakens your
It is a
immune
small
system.
temple where I
And
can
perhaps
find
the
peace
greatest
every
benefit
day.
can't be measured by
We've got
machines,
7 stickers already.
but by the heart.
Halfway there.
In a survey of
Look at
1,000
that, another
Japanese
day
people aged 50
completed.
to
We're doing
85,
great.
92% said their daily cleaning habits gave them a sense of control and purpose in life. Mr. Kenji Tanaka, 79, shared, every morning when I wipe my floors, I'm not just removing dust. I'm caring for
The
my
air
spirit.
quality is so
At
much
my
better now.
age,
Look at
nothing
this,
is more
a full
precious
40%
than feeling
reduction
useful
in
and
PM
responsible for
2.5
the space
particles
where I
thanks
live.
to the deep clean.
Health
This
isn't
chart
something you
clearly
buy with
illustrates
money
the
or
impact.
medication.
A 65%
It's a gift
reduction
you
in
receive
seasonal
daily
allergy
from the
symptoms
small
with just
choices
2
you make.
professional deep cleans
And when
a
you
year.
understand the profound impact of cleaning on both physical and mental health, you'll find yourself asking, how can I start applying these practices to
Kaizen
my
is
busy
not about
American
big
life?
changes.
That's
It is
exactly
about
the question I
many
asked
small,
myself 5
continuous
years ago.
steps that
And
lead to
today,
significant
I have the
improvement over
answer for
time.
you, a practical 90-day transformation plan, step by step, that has helped thousands of Americans like you create sustainable
It's
changes
amazing
in
what
their
a difference
homes
these
and
small
health.
changes made.
When I look
By
back on
spending
my
just 5
5-year
minutes
journey,
every
from
evening,
someone
we
spending 3
completely
hours
eliminated the
every
clutter and the
weekend just
stress.
cleaning to someone with a perpetually tidy home requiring less than 20 minutes of maintenance daily, I realized the most important element isn't technique.
Observe
It's having
the
the right
dramatic
transition
increase
plan.
in connections by
And
day
today,
21.
I want to share
This
with you the
visualization
90-day plan
confirms
that has helped
that
over
consistent-
12,000 American families, like yours, create lasting change. This plan is designed specifically for busy American lifestyles.
That's the last one. We actually
The
finished
first
the
4
whole
weeks
month.
focus on preventing dirt at its source. Starting with your entryway
proud
using an
of
affordable
us.
isolation mat, $15, and drain mesh filters, $3 each. Weeks 5 to 8 transition to smart cleaning with homemade carbonated water solutions and a basic 3-bin recycling system. The final 4 weeks complete your
Look at that,
system with Kaizen
87%.
principles.
I told you the cleaning method would
15
work.
2-minute daily habits.
It's incredible, honey.
Susan Miller
Best
from
sleep I've had
Portland
in
followed
years.
this roadmap and shared. I was afraid of overhauling my entire lifestyle, but when broken into small steps, I realized I could actually do this, and now I save 9 hours every week. And you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars up front. I've designed a
A
smart
healthy
budget
immune
in 3
system,
phases.
what I call smart clean,
Phase
maintain
1,
balance.
weeks 1 to 4.
But when it's compromised,
Cost
as shown
just
here,
$0
it
to
struggles to fight
$50
off
with
invaders
items you already
effectively.
have at home.
As
Phase
you can
2,
see here,
weeks 5 to 8,
92%
runs
of seniors
$50 to
reported finding a
$150 for
strong sense
essentials
of
like
purpose
bamboo
through their
charcoal and
daily
storage
cleaning habits.
trays.
The act of cleaning
Phase
is
3,
not just
weeks
for the
9
floor.
to 12.
It is a way
Ranges
to
from
polish the
$150
mind
to
and care for the
$500
spirit
for
within
advanced
us.
storage systems. With just a $200 initial investment, The Rodriguez family in California saved $380
The first
in their
30
first
days
year
are crucial for
by
setting the
reducing
foundation.
cleaning product
And the
purchases,
second phase focuses
eliminating
intensely on the
professional
budget
cleaning
adjustment,
services,
right?
That makes
and
sense.
lowering
If we
healthcare
adjust the
costs from
allocations here,
improved
the
respiratory
retirement phase
health.
is fully covered.
I understand you
Thank
might face
goodness.
challenges,
That takes a huge weight
as
off
James
my
Wilson
mind.
shared.
Look how much
My
we
wife
saved.
was initially resistant, thinking it would take more time. That's why I compiled solutions for the 10 common obstacles.
When you're facing those time
From lack
constraints,
of
the
time,
key is to start
applying
small.
the 5-minute per
Just
space
tackle the
principle,
bathroom first
to family
and
resistance,
build momentum from there.
starting with just
It really
one
changes
small
how you
area
view
like
your
a bathroom.
belongings. You only keep what
And
sparks
you're not
joy.
alone.
Exactly. It's about intentional
Over
living,
500
not just
community
organizing.
support groups
So
across
what about the
America
garage?
are ready to help you. From the Facebook group Japanese Homes for American Families to free workshops at your local
Almost
library.
there.
Oh,
And
look at
today,
that.
I
It's
invite you to start a
absolutely
no-pressure,
stunning, honey.
no-commitment
100%.
7-day
It turned
challenge.
out even better than the
Day
plans.
1.
Yeah.
Place a mat 2 inches lower than your main floor at the entrance. Day 2. Install a drain filter in your kitchen
Yes, look
sink.
at that. I'm moving right
Day
to the
3.
end.
Oh, you
Clean
are
one glass
lucky
surface
today.
with carbonated water. Just 5 minutes each day, and I'll send you a completely free progress tracking template when you sign up in the description below. Because your home deserves to be your peaceful sanctuary, a place you return after a long day with a calm spirit, free from the burden of dust and clutter.
Look up there.
And
the
as you
view is
make these small
incredible.
changes, you're not just
Oh, wow,
cleaning your
this is
home.
just perfect.
You're caring for
I'm so
yourself
glad
and
we
the people
came.
you love most.